This price includes a 17.6 cent federal carbon tax. New Brunswick's premier says she wants to get rid of it and replace it with something else Ottawa can live with.
We're going to put forward a Made in New Brunswick climate plan that recognizes the realities here in New Brunswick.
Every province is open to creating its own system that reaches the same level of stringency and impact.
The federal carbon tax is set to go up to 20.9 cents a litre on April 1st, unless Holt can come up with an alternative.
If we can move that quickly, then that would be ideal.
One alternative is a cap and trade system like the one that exists in Quebec.
The idea of carbon pricing is not so much to make people pay, it's to provide them with an incentive to reduce their emissions. And the cap and trade is probably providing a better horizon in terms of emission reductions than the carbon tax.
Here is how cap and trade works. The government establishes a cap on emissions. Emitters who stay below the cap earn credits. Emitters who go above the cap must buy credits from the emitters who earned them. Over time, the cap gets lower, so it's harder for emitters to earn credits. The credits become scarce, so they cost more, but they also grow in value. That's why it's better for emitters to earn them sooner by lowering emissions faster. Producers can pass their costs on to you, but there's no direct tax.
We think that the industrial price needs to be robust. We've heard from industry that they would like it to match what they see in other provinces, which is both more stringent in terms of emissions, but also more rewarding in terms of incentives to reduce emissions.
This is a model that exists in Quebec.
Nova Scotia's Liberal leader says if he wins his provincial election, he'll pitch an Atlantic-wide cap and trade system.
This would impact the price of the pumps conservatively by at least 10 cents a litre.
But even if he wins the Nova Scotia election, negotiating an entirely new system region-wide will take time.
Unless I'm unaware of a lot of footwork that's been done before to create an entirely new regulatory regime, I think you're looking at years, including the approval from the federal government that this conforms and will guarantee that you're collecting the appropriate carbon price.
Joining Quebec's existing cap and trade market may be simpler, but may not be very popular.
If you're going to go to New Brunswickers and say, we just wholesale accepted all of Quebec's terms, I'm guessing that there's going to be some suspicion.
Priority, axe the tax.
And then there's the possibility there won't be a federal carbon pricing standard by this time next year.
And holding it up even further is basically the gamble that we're going to see a change in government. And so I would guess a lot of stakeholders aren't going to enter into negotiation with a lot of interest until they actually know that there's a government that's going to continue to require a carbon price of a certain level.